You didn't plan what you were going to say, did you?
I overplanned what I'm going to say. Greetings! I'm joined today by David Spiegel, victor of the Little White Race, first place.
Co-victor with Evan.
Tied for first on this most recent Little White Race. And we're going to look at some of my lines and figure out what went wrong. What do I need to do to be better and faster?
All right, yeah, let's take a look.
Okay. So we're looking at, I didn't record my race line, and so I have a practice lap, which is, that's not it. Oh my God, where is the lap? We're gonna edit some of this out, but you'd be surprised at how little we'll edit out. Okay, this is the one. And my imagination is here, you can work the, oops. You wanna work the controls there? Do your thing, do your magic.
Oh, I haven't used Premiere in years, so you should do it.
All right,
so here we are, prayer flags.
Yep.
So this is a practice lap. Do you remember what the flow was on it?
It was like 3-3. It was the day before the race.
Day before the race, okay. All right.
And we have your lap for comparison too,
okay.
In case you wanted to get nitty gritty with anything.
Yeah, it's funny how everyone does things just a little differently. Like even that first little move, I just boof the middle of it.
Yep.
And you use the rock to keep your bow up.
At this flow I do, in longboat I do.
Yeah.
At shorter boats or higher flows I boof far left.
Yeah, that was good through there. And then
this is reminding me of Evan, oh, that's pretty good. No.
So there, I think
you need to be more cruel.
At that, I think we'd call it the second airplane, right?
I call it the post office.
I don't know how to go back. Can you scoot back to it? So here, if you had been 6 inches more left, and with your bow angled to there,
it's a touchscreen,
then you actually can sail over that pillow, where you were the pillow comes over your bow and it pushes you out to the right.
Right.
And so it's just a little bit less direct line, and it takes your speed away.
Yeah, so I'd figured that by getting a little more right, I'd be in the faster water in the exit here, instead of having to fight through that eddy and down the far side.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a small difference. It doesn't make, these are the things that it's not going to make a big difference, but they add up.
Oh, yeah.
And, but in the longboat, you skip right through that.
Okay.
Because you have so much speed that small of an eddy just doesn't slow you down at all. Because the longboat takes so long to slow down.
All right. Good to know.
And I think that's one of the things where you just have to kind of put in so many laps in the longboat to then adjust your thinking away from kind of short boat or X thinking.
Gotcha. The X is a short boat.
Debatable. Yeah, that's good. I messed this up in the race. I actually
I saw
drifted
the difference.
I drifted to the middle and hit that little rock. And I think it's I was kind of nervous at the start line and made mistakes that I just hadn't made before. So that fancy footwork, let's go back to that again. Because that is also a tricky one to adjust in the longboat, right? In the short boat, you can do what you did where you come in a little bit here on the left and you kind of make this little S turn into it.
Yeah.
But the longboat just doesn't turn that fast, right? And so it's one of these things where you have to, once again, adapt and be I'm just going to go in a place that feels less ideal, but I go straighter.
So you're trading off speed,
right,
or what feels like speed in order to do a less adjustment.
Yeah, or even sometimes what feels like the cleanest line, it's actually a little slower, especially because the longboat scoots over rocks so easily.
Okay.
So here, you're pointed right.
Yeah.
And trying to make a turn, I would be pointed straight at that rock.
Yeah.
And I would kind of tap the rock and just drop directly sideways into the slot here at Fancy Footwork.
Yeah, I did have a better one the day before.
Yeah.
Some of that was just me messing up my line.
And I think that's something that with a lot of longboat laps this season, I kind of got used to, is just going straighter and sometimes even being willing to hit rocks I would normally avoid.
Gotcha.
Because they just don't affect you as much.
Yeah.
It's so long, it's so narrow, you slide over things instead of getting kind of rejected, Yep. Yeah, that was good.
I feel like a lot of times...
This is a big decision point in the race here.
I call it Decision Rock, actually.
There you go. Yeah, Zach started going left.
Interesting.
At low water. Yeah, I go one more slot to the left, but
I saw
it's very similar.
Yep.
And this is one of the places in the race that, like, as the level dropped, you had to make a decision, like, do you stick with what you practiced, or do you switch it up and try to go for a faster line you're not as familiar with? And I kind of erred towards, like, always going with the familiar line.
Yep, that was my decision too.
But I think it led to some suboptimal.
You could have broken
lines.
the tie.
Could have broken the tie, yeah.
So I feel like, I mean, a lot of them are missed lines, like right there.
Yeah, like that one you know where to be, and you just kind of missed it a little bit.
So how can I be more online and, like, be more in control? And, like, did you see that little moment right there? Like, after the landing, I had this stroke that was not really a stroke at all. So, like, boof, land, and then right here, that right stroke, like, is it a draw? No. Just sort of like waiting for a forward stroke. How do I eliminate those and just do more forward strokes?
Yeah. Do you want to pause it while we talk about it, or you want to just keep rolling it?
Let's keep rolling, because, like, we should also, like, let's find a couple rapids to look
instead
at.
of every little detail.
Because we could go into extreme detail.
Extreme detail for sure.
Yeah.
So I think there's two things I was starting to think about through the season, and one was I tried to make sure to spend my energy paddling hard out of drops and not into them.
Okay, yeah.
At the beginning of the season, I was like, I would come into a rapid paddling hard, and so then I was tired at the bottom, and I would...
And probably a little bit out of control.
And I'd be like, whoa, I need to back off. But actually, like, you know, the run out of the rapid's the time to crank
like
some
that's
strokes.
Where
You're carrying speed, and also it's not hard anymore, so you should crank your strokes. So I was, like, really trying to be deliberate about, 10 or 15 strokes above any rapid, just letting off the gas and then pushing afterwards. And then the other one about, like, that missed stroke, I think it's just putting in a lot of reps in the longboat and getting used to, like, taking a boof, and instead of having, like, a random body position in the air, like, having your stroke ready to go, and don't plan on bracing, plan on taking that stroke. And as much as you can, just being in the rhythm of, like, almost feeling like the rapid didn't disrupt your forward stroke. Your boost stroke was just a forward stroke, and then you take the next one.
Gotcha.
But that's just reps, right? And being comfortable, and, like, your body knowing exactly what's going to happen in the boat, and it takes time and reps. And how many practice laps did you do this year, Leif? Because you were
more than one.
Because you were demoing your house.
The house we are kind of sitting inside. Yes. So there's another thing I've been meaning to ask you about for a while. So when we were, like, back in 2016 or whenever, 14, whatever year it was, where we lived in Hood River, you mentioned something about tension, and, like, I digested that for several years, and then later had sort of a slow motion breakthrough in my boof about, like, holding ab tension. That's now really fundamental. And there was something you said about pulling strokes. You've used that phrase, like, pull your stroke. And I'm wondering if you can elaborate on that, and maybe I can have another one of these breakthroughs down the road here.
Yeah, I think what I mean when I say that is that a lot of people think about lifting their bow when they're boofing. And sometimes you need to do that in a really late boof, or you have, like, some big wave feature to kind of ollie over. But most boofs, like, you're coming off the ledge, your bow's already
like, you don't
flat.
Want it up. You want
it already
it down.
is where it needs to be. And if anything, you want to land with your heels a little down so you can transition really smoothly instead of landing on your butt and getting pushed backwards a bit. And so I kind of think about it more as, like, projecting myself forward and pushing my feet forward, squeezing my knees so that all the power from my stroke transfers into my boat, and just keeping my boat at the angle it's already at. Does that make sense?
So is that what you're talking about when you say pull your strokes for this lap, or, like, oh, I'm doing a race lap, I'm going to pull my strokes? Like, is that projecting your key forward?
Are you talking about the full pull terminology?
Full pull reminded me of it, but I've heard you say it before I heard about full pull.
Yeah, I think that is, what I mean when I say pulling strokes is, like, I'm thinking of the boof as a forward stroke where I'm applying extra tension throughout my, all the way through, from my blade, through my shoulder, down through my core, and into my feet. I'm trying to keep tension through the whole thing so that rather than lifting the boat up, I'm just keeping it at the angle that it was at.
And moving past that interface
Yeah.
between the foam pile and the green water.
Yeah, and then full pull came from Alex Mon, actually. He started saying it a couple years back whenever we would go to do like a big trail run and we were going to do like a big day in the mountains, no stops. He would say, all right, we're going to do a full pull. And I just started saying that. And
It's caught
kayaking.
on. Yeah, no, it definitely caught on.
That was really good.
No, it wasn't. Look at the exit.
Oh,
here.
okay, you got pushed a little right. But,
Yep.
Oh, and then zipper. This is one of the spots in the race that I actually think is really like a sneaky place to lose time.
I think I did okay here. I think I stayed pretty close to the crest without a ton of adjustments.
Yeah, that was good. And I like that little line where you come through the very bottom of the zipper.
I think that's from talking to you like a day before the race that I tried to do that.
Once it's at like 2.9, you need to come out a little higher because it gets too shallow down there. But I think I really like that line at these water levels. This is just above this is where I hit myself in the face the other day.
I know, yeah.
By catching my paddle on a tree.
Yep, when you described it, I was like, oh, that tree. Yeah, Dave Wells did that.
Yeah.
I've done that. In the race, I almost did that. I dodged. I was like, sweet, made it. And then like started losing my balance and caught my paddle in the rocks on the right and punched myself in the face 10 feet below the tree that makes you punch yourself in the face. And I was like, no, I thought I got away with it.
So right about here is where I start turning on my effort more.
Yeah.
I try to really relax until this area of the race because it's like there's so many spots above it. It's continuous, and you really need to be on your lines and with your boat control. But right about here, it starts chilling out, and you can be like, okay, I'm gonna paddle hard through this section, and paddle hard after S turn and above back ender and all that.
Yeah.
But honestly, in this year's race, I did not feel like I managed my effort well.
You max out too early?
Yeah. So I go right here, but I think they're actually not that different.
I've been trying to carve on the outside edge there, and it goes better sometimes than that did.
Not that different. Yeah. But yeah, I did, all season long in practice, did a really good job managing my pacing, and then just I think the nerves and the adrenaline of race day, I got to double drop, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm like losing boat control, making errors I like haven't made.
Yep. Happens.
And I think that's where just showing up and racing is important every year, or even in smaller races, is because there is no practice for racing like racing.
Yeah.
You can do as many practice laps as you want, but the practice just is not the same as doing a race. And I think that I wish we had more races in kayaking because of that. Like it's really hard to develop the skill of racing when you only have 1 or 2 or 3 opportunities per year to truly race.
And whitewater especially is so, because like I do a fair number of surf ski races and it's completely different. Like surf ski is fitness racing, like it's all about managing your fitness and nothing else. And every flatwater race is basically.
This is another spot where I do a little bit of a different line.
Yeah, you do the far
I go
right,
over to the right. I didn't quite nail it in the race, but I think if you nail it, it's faster.
Yeah, could be. I was talking to Michaela, super pro surf ski paddler, and she was talking about, from what she'd heard of whitewater, she said it sounds a lot like competitive dance, where like you don't need to be out of breath during the race or like during the thing, but each move, like you can't practice the moves without doing more than the moves kind of, and like I'd never heard that comparison before. I thought it was a really cool way of thinking of it.
Yeah, I think especially for the Little White Race, there's really no training besides, I mean, there's no training that can replace just doing laps on the Little White. Like you could do flatwater sprint and stuff, and it's just not going to get you that much compared to just paddling straight through.
All right. Do we want to skip ahead to any rapids, or do you have any?
Let's just keep going straight through.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
I want to see what you did.
I certainly love watching GoPro footage of myself. I can do this all day.
Yeah, in the longboat, you see how like a lot of times when you're decelerating is when you get turned.
Yes.
Those front edges kind of, I don't know where your knees are, but for me, it's like between my knees and my feet. Those front edges like to catch when I'm decelerating.
Gotcha.
And so I'm always kind of just trying to anticipate that, because if you let the bow of the Vanguard wander more than like 10 degrees, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like you're going to spin out, and it's so costly in terms of energy to get it back online.
Yeah.
So it's like anticipating it, and then I also will, while I'm decelerating through slower water, I'll almost lean back and
keep your weight on top.
I'll like push on my feet and I'll lean back to unweight those front edges. And that's been working pretty well for me for controlling those spins, because I had some interesting spin outs last year when I first started paddling in the Vanguard, and I was like, this thing's impossible. Because I was, like in a short boat, I'm always up like super far forward body position, driving the boat, and then it was a big adjustment to be like, oh no, maybe sometimes I just lean back and take that weight off the front edges and try to steer with my feet a little bit, because spinning out in this kayak is really a big energy suck. That's the same line I was doing at backender.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
I was happy with that.
That was a good backender.
It can be done a lot better.
Yeah. But see, once again, it was when you were decelerating is when you spun out, right?
Yeah. So my solution to that, especially like on the way into Horseshoe, the bottom of the gorge, like that, I like to run right with right angle, and you're crossing a lot of boils and stuff, and like even in a short boat you can spin out. And my solution there is to be faster than the water and accelerating.
Yeah.
And it works great. And so, if I had the fitness to be doing that down the entire course all the time, I think things would go a lot better. Yeah,
but no matter how fit you are, like when you go from a boof or from fast water into slow water, like you're gonna decelerate, right?
Yeah.
If the pool's more than 10 feet long or something. And,
and
I just think that leaning back a little and letting the boat track a little better helps so much.
Yeah, maybe I should try moving my seat back. I've been talking about it for like years now, and I just never get around to adjusting it.
Yeah, actually through a lot of the build up to this race, my seat was really far forward. I didn't even realize it. And then Evan like looked at it and was like, dude, your seat's all the way forward and it's actually not even like screwed in anymore. And so I moved it to the middle and I was like, whoa, this is a lot easier. So it's just a little bit back from middle is where I have mine.
Cool.
But I think it's worth playing with seat position in the Vanguard for sure. Because the front edges are just really unforgiving.
Yeah.
And coming into bowies, this is kind of nice, right? Because like this is part of why I crank really hard between backender and here, is because you get a bit of a natural break above bowies because you just can't paddle that hard in this little slot, right?
This stroke, right? Oh, I missed the stroke. Normally I take a giant sweep right there that I like save up energy in order to take a sweep on the right, and it's like, that one's not easy. But everything else, all you're doing is waiting for the rocks to go by.
Yeah, and that's like all over the course, just thinking about those places where you're like, okay, where's the natural break? And then when the water's slow, that's when you turn it on.
Oh man, I think this is the one that I really messed up pretty bad. Backender, or bowies, I mean, just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of right angle.
I was trying to get over onto the flake to come off the flake, and I was too late and just came off sideways and just messed it up. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm done, but I might as well try to finish.
That's another place where in the longboat, sometimes you just have to get more comfortable, like not being where you planned.
Yep.
Like if the boat starts going somewhere, it's not where you planned, a lot of times you're better off going straight and fast than trying to turn, losing your speed, and then the boat just doesn't work at low speeds. Yeah, that's nice. Good exit.
Yeah, that was one of my good ones.
Cool.
So what should I practice? How can I make these lines smoother? How can I make them look? For comparison, for the folks at home, we should watch yours, because you go a lot faster than I do.
Yeah.
like quite a bit faster. Why do I not go this fast? Why am I moving in slow motion?
Well, I mean, part of it's that you did like 4 practice laps or something.
It's probably a pretty big part of it, yeah.
That's like a very large part.
Yeah, you get out what you put in, and I put in not 0, but not 100 either.
I kind of went crazy this season. So I started keeping a tally, and the Little White Race was my 140th lap since it came in.
Nice.
So
some people don't even paddle that many times in a year.
Yeah. So I mean, I went crazy this year, and that's a big part of it, really. Just like putting in a ton of reps and committing to the longboat, even when it's not race season.
Yeah. If you switch to the longboat,
So here's where I was saying, like, I meant to be way right, and that's one of those things where like I was just so nervous, and then I was like, wait a second, I need to calm down and stop making errors that, in easy places. This is where it's like, see what I mean, where I came straight in.
Exactly, yeah. I had one practice lap where I nailed it and was like, oh, sweet, and then the practice lap we just watched and my race day did not nail it.
I think the big thing is just committing to the longboat early.
Okay.
Like, this was a silly brace too, right? That's another one where it's like, God, I've never done that.
God.
Never.
No wonder you lost.
Sometime a little bit after Boulder Sluice is where I got in the flow and like kind of the anxiety subsided a bit. But all the way through here, I was feeling weirdly nervous and
jittery. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I have any specific techniques for you besides like, in the longboat, it's such a bigger, more difficult boat to drive that you do need to be way more diligent about thinking about your like connection and tension through your blade all the way through your body.
Gotcha.
Because the power transfer from your blade to your boat becomes much more important. Like if you take a stroke in your stees and you're transferring a fraction of the power that you could, it doesn't matter because honestly, if you transferred all your power, you would overboof, right? And so it's like you're trying to be delicate almost, and in the Vanguard, you're not trying to be delicate. You're trying to get all the power you can, and this was another little notable error there. I didn't quite make the exit smooth.
Was a second tops, like less than a second. Yeah. Although, did you mean to go center here?
Yeah, I did mean to go center here. Especially at higher flows, I think it's faster. But even at low flows, I find in the longboat, it just takes less work.
Yeah.
Like if you move right again, sometimes it's hard to make the turn back to the middle around that one little rock.
Yeah, there's you got to look way in advance and be like, oh yeah, that underwater rock, I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah. So, and also, like I said, it was at higher flows. That's what I was doing, and I just didn't want to change things unless I thought they were like a big difference.
Yeah.
But if it was like, well, this might be a second better, it might be a second slower, then you're better off being smoother than being in a line that could be half a second or a second faster.
Yeah.
And not being smooth and getting out of your muscle memory.
Yeah, I was watching, I think, Rush or some of the Instagram lines at Backender, and I was like, ooh, maybe the right line's the way to go. And I was like, no.
This clamshell here is another one that wasn't super fast here.
Yeah,
was a little bit of a slow one.
Still faster than me, so I got no sympathy for you there.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, the more you kind of practice and the more you're pushing it, the more the little tiniest details matter. Like at first, you're just trying to paddle the longboat all the way through without stopping. Yeah. And then you're trying to paddle the longboat through without crashing.
Yep.
Right? And you just progress until you're like, okay, now I'm trying to paddle the longboat through without any little slowdowns. And, clearly they do matter, given that Evan and I tied, and I can definitely look at this run and think like there was one there. 3 to 4 seconds that I left out on the course due to like little technical errors.
Yeah.
And that's really good. Like I'm totally satisfied with that. Like,
oh, of course, I should hope so.
Yeah, of course. But you can look at it and be like, well, yeah, these little tiny details that really don't even look like meaningful mistakes, they do start to matter.
Yep.
Yeah,
that feeling of not losing speed is like, I'm just starting to get there. Like on the paddle in, I'll try and do that. Like I know that feeling you're talking about where like you're going fast and then you're like, oh, like there I had to backstroke to correct and the boat just like sinks into the water. And I've been trying to do that less, but I mean during the race course, it's tough. All right, we should wrap this thing up though. We're not going to watch your entire race. We're stopping it here. We've been talking. We were like, we'll do like 10 minutes talking. It's been at least 3 times that long. We're done. We're stopping.
I hope it was interesting or educational in some way.
Thank you very much for your advice.
Hope to get some more laps with you soon when you're done demoing your houses and
traveling out to Quebec to go kayaking.
Oh yeah, when you're going to stick out?
Oh, not for like a week or 2.
All right, well.
Although I should leave soon. But anyway, we're
Enjoy.
done. Thanks for joining the Impromptu Podcast, because that's what my channel is turning into these days.
All right.
Personal branding, logo here, theme song. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay.
Great.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
Let's see if we recorded the whole thing this time.